Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from the Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter? We got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2016. Log on to denvercomiccon.com to get your tickets today. That's coming up really soon. Three months? 3 months? June?
March, April, May, June.
Yeah. So, hey, I can count. I'm pretty good at it.
You can use a calendar.
I can. It's like built onto my phone. And I am so excited, Brad, because every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week we saw The Witch, and I really want this name of this episode to be The Biatch, but I want it to be Beeyotch. You know, because I think it's funny.
Okay,
Sweet.
I got nothing else.
Yeah,
The Bitch is like the obvious one,
yeah.
but
if you do
change the bit,
or you could do Thy Bitch, because it's old timey talking. Get it?
Yep, I was there. I saw it, and we'll tell you about it later.
We will.
I'm Brad, by the way.
Hi, Brad. How's it going today?
Not bad.
Yeah, how the
I'm
heck
back.
are you, buddy?
Keep missing weeks, but because I'm
Yeah,
busy doing stuff.
You are.
I just got back from Geek Bowl.
Yeah, and a disappointing showing at Geek Bowl.
Yeah, but again, Geek Bowl, it's the fun of playing it because it's like this big performance event. It was at the DU Magnus Center.
I was gonna say because I
on the ice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow, they have like a huge scoreboard.
Yeah, it was sweet. Like, as far as the performance, like watching all the stuff and like the live entertainment, it was great. And like the scores are easy to read. We were like next to the stage, and the big HD board was above us. And
so, how do you run up all your answers because there's so many teams? Or you just type them in and it's sent to them, or how?
No, you write on sheets, and then they have tons of Geeks Who Drink employees who come by all the tables and collect all the sheets. So you just throw it up in the air until they come by.
So you got 150th place or something like that.
146th.
What
out of 230.
What did you win?
Nothing.
What do you win if you win first place?
You get 10 grand.
10 grand?
And a team from Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas took it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
and
people fly out from Arkansas to be in this. Wow.
Yeah. Vancouver, Texas.
So what's second
Albuquerque.
place?
Second place, I think, got 7 grand, and then third place got 5.
Damn.
So, and that's, of course,
How much does it cost to get in?
I think it's like $27.
So basically, it's just $150 a team.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So,
and you get tons of great entertainment. Like, they had a metal mariachi band playing like in between a number of rounds. There's beer and stuff you can drink and eat, and I had pizza and pretzels, and because
nice.
it's like the Magnus Center, so they have all like the regular sports concessions.
Oh, so they're just open.
Yeah,
because I guess there's thousands of people there.
Yeah, I think there's 1,400.
Oh, nice.
But and they had like little skits to like during the questions. Like they had a homecoming play that they performed, and like after each like mini dialogue, they had a question appear on the board related to what just happened. The worst part though is in the Bag of Dicks round, they halted the quiz and then passed out these paper bags, and we were told not to open them until like they said so. And once they were finally done getting them to all the people in the arena, inside the bags were candles shaped like dicks.
Nice.
And they all had different scents, and you had to guess what the scents were. So it's like 1,400 people putting dick candles up their faces, and we're sniffing these, and we look over, and the camera guy's like in our faces, like, "Up, this is embarrassing." When they make the video for next year,
what do they smell like?
They were awful. Like I got a headache because
not like vanilla.
They had
smell like ball sweat.
It was like Heinz ketchup, nacho cheese, Chardonnay. What else?
Obviously, they're just novelties because there's no way
Jasmine.
someone would burn those.
The guy who runs it says like one person spent months making them themselves, so they know like a candle maker, but they had to have just bought them somewhere.
Interesting.
That can't be true. But yeah, the list was like 20 options, but you had to narrow it down between. So there was like fake options you had to weed out, and it was horrendous experience to go through.
And you also went back to open screen night, right?
Yeah, we did open screen night at the Sea Film Center, and we had like 70 people show up, and we ran late, so we'll be taking less stuff next month because there was a mix-up between how long we could.
So what's your involvement in it now?
I basically just program, take the submissions, and then verify, hey, we're showing yours, so show up, and then I make the disc so it plays, and
Cool.
yeah, so we haven't got confirmed if we'll be doing the April show yet, but it seems highly likely. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
I think the Sea has good popcorn too.
Oh yeah. I didn't renew my membership there though, so I don't get like the free popcorn. But last year I only went to like I think maybe one movie there, so
Oh, bummer.
it wasn't worth paying $60.
No.
So, anywho, yeah.
Very cool.
What have you been up to?
Um,
You did a ride along
I did do a ride along.
with Ice Cube. Your
Yeah, and I was like, we're brothers-in-law now. Stop that. That's my Ice Cube. That's all I got.
that's all right.
But I'm really excited, Brad.
Are they going to hire you?
Probably.
Good.
We'll see. Yeah, the guy, the officer I did a ride along with, make sure you bleep out the officer I did a ride along with.
You didn't even have to say it, but okay.
Yeah, but it'll be funny. Anyways, he's worked there the longest, and he's going to recommend me for the job. So
Cool.
hopefully, we'll see. I won't say I have one until I have a badge in my hand because the process is long and it takes forever.
Is the salary pretty good?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's actually pretty.
Is it better than restaurant work?
No,
Oh.
it's like going exactly evenly across.
Yeah, at least you don't have to deal with asshole. Well,
No, that's all you deal with. We dealt with a lot. We pulled this gang member over. He was going 90 down I-70, and when we came back to give him his ticket, he was crying.
I think you're allowed to talk about that case.
You can.
Oh, you can? All right.
Yeah. Anytime anything happens, you can log on to wherever you're at, and it's public record.
Oh, okay.
Or you can just play music over this last part.
And we're back.
No, the real reason I'm excited is we got a voicemail.
Oh, we did?
We did.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's listen to it.
Yeah, this is Tom at Midas. Looking for Brent. If you could give me a call, 303-688-6615. Thanks. Bye.
Wow.
Yes.
I really got my hopes up on that one, that someone finally would call in.
I know.
We've had this number for 4 or 5 years now, and
We get calls just every once in a while.
I think we've personally used it the most.
But maybe this episode should be brought to you by Midas. Trust the Midas touch.
Trust the Midas touch.
I think it's funny that the dude still left the message.
What if he's like, yeah, I know, because your wife like answers it.
Yeah.
I wonder if like at some con, someone like to get out of something, they use our number.
Probably do.
As a fake number to like,
That'd
oh
be
yeah,
awesome.
totally, dude. Here's my number.
It'd be way cooler if it was a woman who gave it to a man at the bar and he left a message for her. That's all I want.
Yeah.
So, ladies, you can use Real Nerds Podcast phone number.
Some guy at Midas is like hitting on customers, and they're, oh my god, just fix the car and let me go.
So, 720-6nerds5. And ladies, you can use that to give out for fake numbers because I think it'd be a really funny thing.
The anti-skis hotline.
Yes. Anyways, we also talk about movie news, stuff that's coming out, stuff we've been watching. We're a movie podcast. We have lots of fun. Me and Brad go back very long ways watching movies.
That's right.
And, yeah.
We have like 20 years of movie watching experience.
do.
40 between us.
We do. Just together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all we do.
Yeah, and we saw The Witch this week. Did you say that already?
Yeah, because remember I said we need to name it The Biatch.
I think that's before we got on the...
Was it before we got on?
I don't know. I'm getting old. My memory is
Yeah.
terrible.
Or should we call it The Biatch or Thy Bitch? I like Thy Bitch, I think.
We'll see.
We'll see.
How
Stay tuned.
this episode turns out by the end.
Real Nerds listeners. Our favorite place to see movies in Colorado is the Alamo Drafthouse. This is what's playing at the Alamo Drafthouse next week.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
Hi, I'm Mark Hamill.
Hi, I'm Elijah Wood.
This is Seth Rogen.
I'm Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
I'm Martin Starr. Welcome to the Alamo Drafthouse.
Last time I saw you, I played it cool. Now someone's been
I'm telling you right up front.
Turn off your cell phone.
Don't talk.
Don't text.
Don't build a birdhouse. Don't be a Foley artist.
Quit asking your girlfriend what she had on her salad.
Okay, is it your living room?
You talk or text during this film, I will hunt you down.
You can find out who they are and then go cut their tongue out.
Have a good watch.
Bye.
All right, I've said what you want me to say. Will you release me now?
The BBS story continues with the King of Marvin Gardens, like the Monopoly game.
They made a movie of that?
I have no idea. Princess Mononoke is going to be playing.
Nice.
Days of Heaven.
That's a Criterion I know of. Haven't seen.
The Graveyard Shift is the New York Ripper.
I saw a trailer for that while I was there.
I've never even heard of it. How does it look?
Like a 70s horror slasher.
Nice. Kumiko, the Treasure Hunter, with David and Nathan Zellner.
Okay.
Strozek with David and Nathan Zellner. Do you think that's how you say that? Strozek? What's
Strocek, maybe?
Strozek? Something.
It looks foreign.
Yep.
So it's an artsy movie, I bet.
The Moulin Rouge sing-along, which I know you'll be dressing up for.
Oh, totally. Meh.
The Labyrinth Quibble-along, which I'll be dressing up for.
You're a big David Bowie fan.
I am. And The Mother and the Whore. I don't know what that is.
That's an interesting title to have plastered around.
I think it's a life story of Mother Teresa, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I think you're right.
Is it really?
That sounds familiar.
I was totally just making a joke.
I guess we could do some research.
We could.
We have smartphones, but
Yeah.
that'd take too long.
No, I mean, you can... what else can we talk about?
Well, what they don't have in that email, because it's still a ways away yet, but I'm super excited about Bloodsport being at the Alamo Drafthouse, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Pizza Party shortly after that. So
Nice. I know. I think I'm gonna go to that one.
The pizza party?
Yeah, because I have to see Turtles 2 for my comic book movie binge.
Oh.
And instead of watching on Blu-ray, which I have, it might be more fun to eat pizza and watch it in a theater
and hang out with your friends
and hang out with my friends.
It's like at noon on the 20th. So, and we're like, you should get your tickets now so you can sit next to us.
Cool. March 20th.
March 20th, yeah.
Cool.
It's the 13th and 20th, but we chose the 20th. So,
The Mother and the Whore is actually a French drama called La Maman et la Putain, and it's 3 hours and 37 minutes long.
So Putain is whore in French?
I guess La Putain, yeah, something like that.
Putain?
It's 3 hours and 37 minutes.
That's a breeze.
In Paris, the pedantic Alexandre lives with his mate Marie in her apartment, an open relationship. Alexandre, who is idle and a chauvinist, spends his days reading, drinking, and shagging women. After flirting with his former affair, Gilbert, who tells him that she will marry soon her boyfriend, Alexandre meets Liane Hospital nurse Veronica Osterwall. IMDb has it rated 8.2 out of 3,500 reviews. That's pretty good. But I would rather jump out in the middle of I-70 than watch a 3.5-hour-long French movie. And so, Steve at the Alamo, why don't you program Jason, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Jason Lives for me, and then we'll be even.
Hey, October's months away. I'm sure it might come up.
When's the next Friday the 13th?
Oh, yeah. I think they usually come around in April, right?
Yeah.
If they have them. I know there's like 1 year there was like 3 Friday the 13ths throughout the year.
There needs to be
Pretty
more.
sure.
Guess what? There's a Friday the 13th in May.
Ooh.
So you're right, April, May. So, Steve at the Alamo Drafthouse, let's program some Friday the 13th films, okay? Let's do that, buddy. And that's the only one this year. So, Eves?
Careful.
I should have known that because that's when the Friday 13th remake was originally supposed to come out, and then they pushed it back like a year and a half.
Oh.
So they'll never make it. Yeah, so what do you want to do first, Brad?
Let's get the small stuff out of the way. Predictions? Do we still do predictions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
This is the box office stats.
I think next week, for the third week in a row, Deadpool will win because it's going against The Gods of Egypt and Eddie the Eagle. So this week it made $55 million, and it's already the highest-grossing X-Men movie ever. And
More than there's been, 4 X-Men movies?
Yeah. So X-Men The Last Stand was the highest-grossing one at $234 million, and Deadpool's at $235. So it's going to be the highest-grossing one by a lot.
Yeah. But it made, $150 last week? So 55, that's, I guess, a steep drop.
Well, it's 150 through 4 days. For the weekend is like a 58% drop. That's not that bad. And it's rated R. That's actually pretty impressive.
That's true.
So yeah, none of those movies. The Gods of Egypt looks awful.
Yeah, what are we going to see?
I might see Gods of Egypt just because it looks awful. I mean, I want to see Eddie the Eagle too. So, whatever you want to see. Yeah, or that or 999 is that heist movie.
Oh yeah.
But you know,
I saw the trailer for that in front of the witch, and
yeah,
it looked like a standard action heist thing.
Yep. So yeah, I'm guessing that Deadpool will win. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm gonna say Eddie the Eagle is gonna make. Well, it's only in 2,000 theaters though, so maybe 9 million.
Sure.
Gods of Egypt is in 3,000. Have they done a good enough job marketing it to push it over 12 million? They don't have the production budget on it, but it looks like it's like a $140 million flop waiting to happen. I'm going to say Gods of Egypt's going to make
10, 11.
I'm going to say 11, yeah, too. And then 999 is in 2,000 theaters. I'm going to say 4 million.
So Deadpool does 30.
Yeah, so probably a 30% drop sounds about right. So yeah, I'm going to say Deadpool 28 million, and then we'll go with Eddie the Eagle with 11, Gods of Egypt 9. No, I'll go 9, 11 Gods of Egypt, Eddie the Eagle 9, and 999 4.
All right.
So
if you're wrong,
then
you have to walk the hot coals.
Damn.
And then get your heart ripped out by Mola Ram.
That's Indiana Jones for all those. This is how boring my life is in the morning at 5 in the morning. So my little boy loves watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and the one I watched this morning, it was Kansas City Mickey, but he was dressed up like Indiana Jones. Is it Indiana Jones homage? And he had to find a crystal Mickey skull. Well, it wasn't a skull; it was a crystal Mickey. And that's what made the Clubhouse power. And it was like an Indiana Jones movie made for toddlers and Mickey Mouse.
And you were more excited than your son.
Yeah, I was like, Kansas City Mickey, that's Indiana Jones.
Have you watched the Indiana Jones movie with Kellen?
No, I haven't. He really liked, fudge, what movie did he sit and watch the whole thing with me? Oh, man, I can't remember.
Star Wars?
No.
Friday the 13th trilogy?
I wish. No, he's starting to understand that stuff, so I don't really put scary stuff on anymore. I forget what movie I was watching, and it was really not like violent, but it had a lot of jump scares. And every time he'd go, like every time they would pop up, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't watch this stuff with him anymore, because he's starting to understand what it is. Let's see.
Cool. What's coming out on Blu-ray?
Yeah, let's do it.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
No, I forgot to open it up. Sorry. But we'll get there.
Blah, blah, blah. Cut this out.
Do not cut it out. I want people to hear us stumbling through our podcast that we've been doing for 5.5 years. No, more than that.
I don't know why it's just really low energy for this one.
I don't know either. What's wrong with this? It's because we're old. Okay. The big release is The Good Dinosaur, which I thought was a great movie, but didn't catch on like all the other Pixar movies.
It still did really gross over like $100 million. I mean,
like 140.
I mean, budget to gross ratio probably doesn't make Pixar feel great, but
Yeah, they're right. I think Inside Out almost made $1 billion. So, and I'll be getting it. I love getting the. I think the Pixar 3D releases have really cool covers, and this is a cool one.
yeah.
I am pissed though. I was talking about covers. So I haven't told the story on the podcast. So me and you love like steelbooks, and the James Bond exclusives at Best Buy are awesome. So I went there and I got Casino Royale and Skyfall.
Oh, Skyfall.
Can't talk. And when I was there, because I love the Spectre cover, just the standard one where he's standing in front of like the Day of Dead mask.
Yeah.
But I thought the steelbook actually looked really sharp with like the gun shot through the glass and looked like octopus tentacles. And so I was standing there and I was just staring at it. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to get it. And I literally left Best Buy without buying it because I couldn't decide which one I
You
should
left a DVD store without taking anything home?
No, I sat there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, this one has a skull and it looks really cool and Bond looks really sweet on it. But it's really slick on the steelbook. It's simple, but it speaks to me. And I just sat there and some guy walked up and said, "Do you need help with anything?" I'm good.
What are these?
Yeah.
You should have said.
I should. I went Blu-ray. So today I made the choice. I said, you know what? I'm going to go with my little guy. We were out and about. We got a Lego set for him. I said, I'm going to go pick up Spectre on just the steelbook because I want it to match my cool Bonds I have on steelbook. And so I got there and there's no more.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what? I'll just get the normal cover, and because if you got that and another steelbook, it was $5 off. So I basically got the steelbook for $5. And I think the Diamonds Forever one looks really cool, even though it's an okay Bond movie. But I think like the blue one, it looks really sweet. So I was about to pick it up, and then that's how much of a dork I am. So you know the stickers that Best Buy puts on there
that adhere to the paper forever.
So I looked around and I was like, I'm going to see if I can take this off. And so I started like doing the, like, you can't see on the podcast obviously, but I took my finger and I was like pushing down on it. And as the corner went, it still left the residue. It's like, fuck this. So I'm going to order it on Amazon because I don't want that sticker. Because it ruined my original Skyfall. I mean, I traded it in because I think the steelbook's way sweeter. But, but I still had that freaking, you could see like the outer rim of it. And when it was pressed against other movies, it left like a black ring.
Yeah, you can use Goo Gone on it, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did you just try looking at other Best Buys in the area to have the steelbook?
Not yet. Because when I have my little guy, I don't like to take him like movie shopping with me because he's like, dude, this sucks. So I got The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Disney.
Right on. That's kind of like the same dilemma I had when Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation came out, but they also had like the 5-disc. I stood in front of the rack being like, all the other ones are single discs, but this steelbook is way too thick for a steelbook. Yeah. Like, and I just left.
Sometimes I like walk away and I think about it. I'm like, well, I'll go look at video games. Do I really need that? Do I want that? But with the Mission Impossible, I got the one exclusive at Target because it came with a booklet and another hour-and-a-half documentary about the stunts. That one's a good one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
My Spectre, though, like, I ordered it online and then picked it up at the store. And when I went to the store, I grabbed another one just in case, like, they grabbed a dented one.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I got to the counter, and then the guy's like, "Oh, you're going to buy that?" Like, no, I already have one behind the counter. Because obviously, if it just gets left there, they'll be wondering whatever. So I'm like, yeah, give me the one actually you guys already put aside. And then I looked at it, and it was fine. And then I got it home, and there's a big old dent that didn't show up, like, because of the refracting light on the
Did you take it
wrapper.
back?
No, I was like...
I would have said the Blu-ray doesn't work.
I didn't think of that. Too honest.
It's still a defective product.
It's fine. I'm trying to get better about, like...
See, there's some things I'm not.
I shouldn't be that retentive.
But...
It's fine. Things that are not perfect are fine, Ryan.
No, that's why I married my wife.
Did she even hear that?
She's perfect, I know.
Oh.
I said you're perfect, honey. She's like, I'm not perfect. She's going to pick a fight with me because she's a woman.
Imperfections can be beautiful. Imperfections can be beautiful.
Of course it can. I'm fat. She married me. Spotlight, which I do want to see, is coming out on Blu-ray.
Cool.
Fargo Season 2, which James is definitely going to probably get. The Graduate's coming out on Criterion, which is good because the Blu-ray that I think Warner Brothers or MGM put out is bare bones. A movie called Extraction, which basically took the poster layout for Sicario, and it's probably a shitty movie. Doctor Who, something, the Husbands of River Song, whatever that is. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, a crappy horror movie. Scream Factory's special edition of The Serpent and the Rainbow is coming out. It's a zombie movie directed by Wes Craven. The Curse 1 and 2 is also coming out from Scream Factory. But the one that actually has piqued my interest on Scream Factory is called, it's a double feature, so usually those movies are pretty shitty, and they know it's pretty funny. One's called Millennium, and it looks like it's a plane flying from a flying saucer. And the other one is called Rotor, and it's like this futuristic cop who has like a skull and he's shooting things. So that was probably going to be pretty awesomely bad. Just going to scroll down in case something's hidden, you know.
Yeah, sometimes the recent stuff does end up on the bottom. I finally got my Samurai Cop 2 Blu-ray.
You did? Signed?
Yeah. Signed, yep. So...
the Big Bess, Fats Domino, and the Birth of Rock and Roll. Hey, that sounds like a cool documentary. I love Fats Domino. Ain't that a shame? Good stuff.
That waveform totally looks like a dick.
It does. Nice.
Good job.
So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, Good Dinosaur. That's probably one I'll be getting.
Cool.
Because, you know, now I have an excuse to watch that stuff because my little boy, you know, will probably like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my excuse.
And he'll be like, Daddy, this is so photorealistic.
It is. It's a great-looking movie. I got this sweet book as Pinocchio, The Making of a Disney Epic. I don't know why I didn't know this book existed, but I was just scrolling through my Facebook feed. And, of course, I'm a fan of the Disney Family Museum. And they put out books, and I didn't know that. And they had a sale for Pinocchio, The Making of a Disney Epic. It's a huge book. I'll show it to you. And, you know, it's $60. So they're like, hey, it's 10% off. So it's $54. It's like, God, that's expensive. Or is it? So, of course, I go to Amazon. It's $30 on Amazon. So I got it. It's a beautiful book. It's like a coffee table book, but it's talking about the making of the movie. And it has all this behind-the-scenes stuff. And I love Pinocchio. So great job, Disney Family Museum, for selling it to Amazon so I could get it for cheaper than they made no money on my transaction.
Yeah, I do feel bad going to bookstores and being like, oh yeah, I get it's like $20 cheaper on Amazon.
I don't. When I go Christmas shopping, I take my phone and I go up and down the aisles, and when I see stuff I like, I scan it, and if it's cheaper on Amazon, I just order it right there. Except now, this is the story. Here's real news.
It's real news.
The biggest news story this week is Amazon is charging sales tax in Colorado now.
Oh.
And it sucks. Because
How does that affect your Prime membership?
I still get 2 free day shipping.
Oh.
It sucks, though. Because I ordered that Pinocchio book, and it was like $31.23 or something, like after it's discounted. And then I went on my order, and it said it was $34. I'm like, $34? I thought I got it for $31. And I go through, I was going to write an email to Amazon being like, hey, it was this price advertised. And I look, I'm like, sales tax? And so I went back to the last thing I bought, not even paying attention, which was the Funko little bobblehead things of Chandler Bing from Friends. Yeah, and I got charged 60 cents on that. And I guess starting February 1st, they started doing sales tax in Colorado.
Why? Like, what changed that?
I think it was a law that Colorado passed.
Like, hey, we're getting screwed on revenue.
Yeah.
So God.
But it's okay. The one thing that still is awesome with the Prime membership is if you pre-order video games, they're all 20% off. So I have Mega Man Legacy Collection coming, I think, next week or the following week, and it's only $22. And then if you get the big stuff, like I have Uncharted 4 Collector's Edition, normally $80, so 20% off on that is big. So, so there's still some benefits. Not quite as many. Because now I'm going to have to pay like $30 a year in taxes. Like everybody else, like some sucker.
Pretty soon your oxygen is going to be metered.
It is. And they're going to put like a thing outside your door. Big government. It's election year.
My Clerks 2 that I ordered like back in January but because I ordered it with batteries not included,
Yeah.
I'm still like 2 weeks out in March to get it.
That's coming. I have that and Howard the Duck. I think they come out the same day.
Yeah, they do.
Sweet.
I might get Howard the Duck too.
Oh, I did.
Well, I have it on DVD, so I'm like...
Me too. I traded in my DVD as soon as I found it was coming out on Blu-ray.
I know. I just want to make sure that they both have the same features.
They do. I looked.
They do? Okay.
They're all the same.
All right.
So yeah, I traded mine in. As soon as I find out they come out on Blu-ray and they have the same features, down to TradeSmart it goes. As you can see, my DVD is almost gone.
Yeah, look at that.
But anyways.
What else is... Oh.
Real news is kind of slow this week. Nothing really exciting. I can't even think of anything. I went back and I looked. I
think Amazon's doing their own stores, brick and mortar stores.
Are they? Cool.
So, speaking of that,
that'd be cool if they had like a warehouse connected to it. I think that'd be cool if it was a brick and mortar store, but it had a warehouse behind it, and it'd be like the Apple stores where they're all clean, and you just walk in there and maybe order something off an iPad, and someone brings it out to you. See?
Yeah,
that's what they should do.
A robot should bring it out to you.
Yes.
Actually, no, because we need jobs.
No, you have people in the back that have to grab it.
Give it to the
Here
robot.
Here is your Blu-ray.
There's people dressed as robots.
Yeah.
Cardboard boxes.
You better act like a robot or you're out of here.
Jeff, I'm not really feeling like you're serious about this job.
You know, a robot doesn't move smooth. It's herky-jerky, man. No, man, I'm a T-1000. Okay. You have to know what kind of robot you are. If you're Johnny Five, you're like horrible. You ride around on a Segway.
At Geekville, one of the weirdest things was there was like just attendants on Segways. I'm not sure they did anything except rode around on the Segways. Like, because I didn't see them interact with anybody.
Well, if someone tried to, like, maybe if they were looking at their phone, they would have dove off their Segways and tackled them.
There were people just walking on their feet doing that. So I'm like, why were there people with Segways? I don't know. I think Segways are still weird to me.
They are. It makes sense.
They seem lazy.
The best thing that came out of Segway is the CEO of Segway died falling off a cliff on a Segway. I think
co-CEO, yeah.
I think that's funny.
How do you feel about cops on Segways? Because they look like a joke.
Yeah. I don't think there's real cops on Segway. If they are, I would not be one. Too many jokes. And I'd be the guy who falls and, you know, the town wouldn't respect me, and you know how that is. Oh, don't worry, she's alive.
The cat's sneezing quite loudly and shaking.
Yes.
Yeah, any trailers come out? Nothing?
No. I saw a trailer for Green Room, and I thought it looked pretty interesting.
Yeah. Jean-Luc Picard is a
Yeah.
bad guy. Yeah, I can't remember anything.
I can't. The new trailer for 10 Cloverfield Lane looks cool. Looks like there is monsters in it, like big monsters.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's great. They show when she actually escapes and gets out of the little pod, and she runs to this house, and you see like spotlight behind it, and you hear a monster roar. So, or that could be the beginning. Who knows? I know. I like that John Goodman's a bad guy, or appears to be a bad guy. Yeah, looks fun. Yeah, I'm trying to think if anything else exciting happened this week. Nope.
I'm gonna call it because I got nothing. We're not gonna waste your time trying to figure it
out. They did release a video for episode 8 starting to shoot.
Oh yeah,
that's about it.
Ryan Johnson is on it.
He's like, "Hey, today's the first day of shooting.
Star Wars 7, 8.
Yeah, bye."
Yeah.
So exciting, and they confirmed like the cast members and things like that. And I guess Guardians started shooting as well, Volume 2. It's really interesting. I was reading the synopsis for it, and they made sure they pointed out that Volume 2 is a mixtape Volume 2 that, you know, it's going to have a great soundtrack to go with it. And it's kind of funny that a movie would put that on there now. It's like, oh, we have great songs in here that you remember from your youth.
I think they're going for more 80s songs.
Yeah.
Right?
So, like, the first one was 70s, and now this one's going to be 80s. So, hopefully a lot of, like, power ballads. That'd be awesome. Like, Rock You Like a Hurricane. Like, while they're fighting. Oh, sweet. I was reading this article on The Hollywood Reporter, and it really made me mad. This guy ranked all the Marvel movies. Whatever. I don't care.
Oh, that's never been done before.
You know, so I was reading the list, and here's the thing. Maybe you shouldn't be ranking movies if you don't understand them. So, I forget. Of course, I remember the Spider-Man ones, because those ones stick out to me. One, he spelled Osborn wrong in the article, and then he called the Sandman a mutant. So obviously he doesn't even know what a mutant is. because a mutant is born with those powers, and when they hit puberty, they
activate.
Exactly. The Sandman was blasted with nuclear technology that turned him into sand. A great scene in the movie, but
great's too generous. But yeah,
the music's great in that scene. Yeah, so you lose a lot of credibility with me. And I think he had the worst movie. I can't remember if he posed Howard the Duck, but it was maybe Howard the Duck and like Elektra or something. I mean, really, the worst Marvel movie? I'm going to go with the Roger Corman Fantastic Four or the...
was that even on there?
It was. It was like above it, though. It's like, no, that's worse. When they don't even release it and they only make the movie because they have to rush it so they don't lose the rights. It's pretty bad. So anyways, yeah, that made me mad. You don't understand comic book movies, so maybe you shouldn't be telling people which ones are better.
Most of those just get written as clickbait.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
And
that's why he ranked Fantastic Four where it was. He's like, oh, this will piss them off.
Yeah.
This will get them talking.
Sure enough.
They'll tell their friends to click my article and read it.
I'm going to purposely misspell Osborne.
I'll get a bonus for my boss. It'd be great.
I'd actually call him in my office if I was his boss. Like, yeah, can I see it? Yeah, you're fired. Why? Because you don't understand the movies. Aren't you a critic for movies? Anyways, this is...
Actually, if he did have a boss, that's the editor, and the editor would catch that shit before it went out.
That is true.
So I'm guessing
the editor,
there was no editor.
Maybe the heads rolled with the editors.
Maybe.
See, you gotta think about that stuff. Every week we watch a lot of movies. This is what we watched this week.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
I'm not prepared. I'm trying to think. I know I started watching Master of None, which is the Aziz Ansari Netflix show.
Yeah, I heard it's really good. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, though.
Yeah, it's just kind of like his day-to-day... Like, each episode kind of has a general theme, and then it's just kind of like how he deals with the situations. Like, the first one's on parenting, and he starts out like, man, being a dad would suck. And then... or no, he's like, being a dad would be awesome, and then he like takes care of some other.
Oh, that's a pretty good.
Huh?
That's a pretty good impression.
I mean, Season, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, being a dad would suck.
Okay.
Even if you weren't trying for it,
I wasn't. And then so he takes care of his friends' kids for a day, and they're just horrible, like getting him into trouble. Like, the one kid rubs his dick all over the fish sticks in the freezer at the supermarket. And then the supermarket people are like, hey, you got to pay for all these. Like, he only did it to 2 of them. Why do I have to pay for all of them? It's like, it's just policy. Like, we can't, like, they're contaminated. And then, oh, yeah, I think it starts out their friend, like, they never get to hang out with him because he's married and he has kids. And Aziz kind of talks about the pros of all that, and then by the end of the episode, he returns the kids and finds out that he's getting a divorce and their family's in shambles, and he's like, wow, this is actually horrible. So, and then like another couple episodes are him. He's like playing himself, but he has it's not actually his name.
Oh, okay.
So he's a guy in Hollywood trying to get roles and stuff. So he's constantly doing auditions and things. And there's a whole episode about they want to do a sitcom, but no one in the networks will cast 2 Indian men as a lead, so he has to be like part of an ensemble and stuff. And then finally they offer well, we can do just one Indian guy as a lead, and then he has a bunch of white friends and stuff. So like that kind of stuff he deals with. And then also rewatched Rumble in the Bronx
I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, there's so much Jackie Chan energy in that movie. Mm-hmm. It's great. I mean, it's weird that the bad guys are super mean and then super nice like halfway through.
But that's a movie that kind of catapulted him in America, though, right?
Yeah, like I remember that like kicking off the whole. Actually, not just Jackie Chan, but like a lot of Asian martial arts films in the 90s because of that. And I really want to watch Mr. Nice Guy again, but like it's really hard to find.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that since it was in theaters.
Yeah. So that was cool, and at the end of his movies back then, he would do like the reel with all the injuries and stuff, and just like there's just some brutal stuff.
Oh yeah,
like people getting run over, and obviously he broke it. He's jumping off like that bridge onto
he broke his leg in that one, didn't he?
Yeah. And then he put like a sock, but it's spray painted like a shoe, so he's actually still doing the stunts for the movie, injured. Just insane, crazy talented. And then I also started rewatching The Simpsons.
No, I haven't started watching a lot of The Simpsons lately too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like as a chronologically or
No,
just random episodes?
Yeah, I mean, I have DVDs there, and I'll sometimes just throw them in. And I watched the one where Apu he's an illegal immigrant, and so he's trying to it's like Proposition something, and he's trying to convince everybody that he's American. So Homer comes in, he's like, "Howdy, partner." It's really funny.
Yeah, I started from the beginning, and I'm doing it like episode to episode.
Oh, nice.
And I was taken aback when like Marge did something like, "I'm a 34-year-old woman" or something. I'm like, oh my god, I'm almost as old as Homer and Marge were back in the 80s. Oh my god.
Yep. No, I mean, that's the hit you when you're watching the Avalanche and Matt Duchene is 24. He's been in the league for 5 years, and you're like, fuck.
Really? He's 24?
Yep.
Oh, wow. They do start him young.
Yep.
But yeah, like the first season is kind of...
There's a couple good episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think the first one with Santa's Little Helpers was good.
I'm actually surprised how many, like... Because I'm on season 2 now, and like a lot of the side characters, just like Flanders, Kent Brockman, Lionel Hutz. Like I always thought of them as being first season characters, but really like
I love Lionel Hutz.
It's really just mostly the Simpsons themselves, and I think there's the psychiatrist, Apu. Like there's really not like side characters, and if there are, they're just like weird, poorly drawn, like repeats of other like someone have a mustache, but and then like at one point Flanders or no Mr. Smithers,
he's black
in like a frame.
Yep. I think he's black the first season,
and
then he changes to not being black.
And then Marge has like a yellow dress.
It's weird. And like Lisa's hair always was weird back then too. It wasn't like symmetrical, it was just spiky. I've been watching. I also watched the one with Mr. Burns where he's gonna kill all the dogs, Santa Little Helper's dogs. That one's funny. See my made of real gorilla chest. That's funny. The one with Troy McClure where he marries Selma. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such dates as last night. And his career's in shambles because of his incident at the Springfield Aquarium, and they never tell you what it is. But halfway through, he has a thing where he tells Selma to meet him at the Springfield Aquarium, and it's talking about fucking animals. It's funny.
The last one I watched was one that like I always wanted to rewatch, like back on syndication before DVDs were a thing. Was the one where Homer eats the blowfish, poison blowfish. Yeah, that would never come on like repeats on TV.
I think because there's so many episodes of The Simpsons. Besides now FXX, I think they show almost all of them. But I think they would cut them off, so like the first 5 seasons wouldn't be on. Because I love season, I think it's 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think 3, 4, and 5 are like the gold mine.
Yeah, because 4, I think 4 is the one. I think it's 4 because it has Cape Fear, which is my favorite one, where Sideshow Bob, then they relocate to the Witless relocation program, and Homer wears that shirt. Yeah, I just love that stuff, and he wants to be John Elway, and they make fun of how bad the Broncos were back then. And Elway takes guys in for a touchdown. Final score of Super Bowl 30, Denver 7, San Francisco 56.
I think like he wants to own. Yeah, what do you say? Like, he wants to own the Dallas Cowboys, and he ends up owning the Denver Broncos. At one point, he's like, "You wouldn't understand."
Broncos. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun rediscovering those shows. And you realize why they're so great. They can make you laugh at anything.
I've only got 10 seasons, so that's as far as I'll get to go.
Yeah, well, mine are really random. I think that's 4, 5, then it goes up to 8, 9, 10. I got them at Target when they were $10, so whatever ones were $10, I would just grab them.
Yeah, I think 15 is $8 right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, and I would have got it, but I'm like, then I want the other ones. And now they're not going to release any more on DVD. I'll have like holes in the whole collection, and
it sucks. But I like that I can just pull them off the shelf, and their DVDs are really nice because they put tons of special features on them.
I gotta look at the box because I can't tell how it opens.
They fold out. It's like a fold out,
like the outside.
Yeah, the outside. So
because 11 has like
So here's the thing:
it's missing a side.
Because it's season 6, they started doing those character 3D, like molded ones.
Yeah,
which I didn't
like.
Vacuum
formed ones.
Yeah, so those ones now they just have little pocket things that you pull open and they fold out. They're not as quite as sturdy as the like the old school ones are like the 24 ones, you know.
Yeah.
But the new one, the new ones aren't the trays. I mean, they still look great though. They put a lot of artwork on them, and the books are really nice that come with them. I think they're really nice DVDs, and it's a shame they're not going to make any more.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em. Fox sucks when it comes to DVDs. So, like, I love Modern Family. If you look at my collection, Modern Family, I have 1 through 4 on Blu-ray. Then they stopped making them on Blu-ray, so it looks goofy.
Yeah, I'm shocked how many HD shows they put out just on DVD.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like, I mean, business-wise, I get it, but just like...
I don't know why, though, because I think Blu-rays are for collectors anyways.
Yeah.
So really that much more money to put it on Blu-ray? I don't know, it's stupid.
And they don't even do, like, that elaborate packaging for most Blu-rays like
Exactly.
they did for DVDs, so it's mostly like a blue case.
Exactly. Even
Just
like
put
The
a disc in
Simpsons is literally a slide in and out. Well, you know, because you have the Dick Van Dyke Show, it's freaking clamshell.
Yep.
The only ones that are nice are the Batman ones.
Yeah.
Oh, but you don't have that you don't have my Batman version, do you?
Well, it doesn't have the outer box.
Is the inserts the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, tangent. What else you watch this week?
If you're still listening,
yeah,
I'm done. What'd you watch?
It's funny. I did a lot of. I got the complete series of Married with Children on DVD for like $22, and the transfer is really bad. It's because they compressed like 13 episodes on each disc, so there's like lots of, I call it like pixelated 80s look, where you see jagged edges everywhere. But the show's still really great, and I'm on season 3, and watching it. This had to have been when I started watching as a kid, because I start remembering every episode. And my favorite one is the season premiere on season 3, and it's one of my favorite Married Children's ever, where Al Bundy, they're cleaning out his attic, and they find the little engine that could, that he checked out from the library like in 1957. So the book is 30 years overdue. And he talks about why he never returned it is the librarian there was a bitch, and how she was fat, and so it flashes back to like 9-year-old Al Bundy, and he's I forget the jokes, but he's basically calling this librarian fat, and it's like this little kid, and it's really funny and inappropriate, and shows like this would never be made nowadays. You can see why it was so ahead of its time, because I mean, they do like sex jokes. The first line of dialogue in Married with Children is "Die you commie bimbo," is the first line of dialogue in Married with Children.
That reminds me, there's an episode of The Simpsons where, it's the monster truck one, where they try to, they're at the concert, and they're talking about like Lisa playing the saxophone, and Bart says like, "Wow, her fingering's really good," or something like that. Like, whoa,
exactly. And so that episode's funny. So Al brings the book back. They convince him to go back, and so he's like, she's probably dead, and so he goes there, and of course she's still there, and so he says, "In fact, I returned that book," and she said, "I would have known." He said, "You were gone that day. There was a great cake heist downtown, and surprisingly, you called in sick to work." So we're just calling her fat again. So they go over to like the columns of books, and they have one of those ladders that slides across so they can put books up high, and she puts her foot on it, and so he kicks it, so she loses, and he throws the book back on the shelf, and he's like, "Here it is." And then the studio audience is so funny, because it's just like, if you've seen anything that kind of parodies Married with Children, the studio audience literally chants, "Yeah, Al! Woo! Yeah, Al!" And it's just like a party in the studio audience. So he goes home, and he's sitting on the couch, and there's surveillance cameras that capture him doing it. And so it's like, Chicago's own worst person in the world is Al Bundy. And then he goes back, and she retired because she said, "Finally I could make you feel like the jerk you are." And then he has this long speech about how she's fat and stupid, and it's really funny. And then there's an episode where he gets the toilet he always wanted, and when he flushes it, it isn't like, meh, it goes, bah, whoosh, it's a Ferguson. It's really funny and stupid. And I'm pretty sure almost every episode has him trying to put shoes on a fat lady because he's a shoe salesman, and he just makes fun of him. It's so inappropriate.
Fat jokes.
Yeah, and he has to, another episode he has to go get bras for Peggy because they stopped making them at the mall she goes to, so they drove all the way to Wisconsin to this porn shop to get them. And so him and his neighbor Steve go in there, and they call him gay and stuff, and so they have like this really flamboyant gay guy's like, "Hey guys," stuff you would never see anymore. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you see the complete series, it's worth $22. I mean, the transfer is horrible, but whatever. I also watched a movie called The Toolbox Murderers, and it's an exploitation exploitation film. I got it. And,
That reminds me. Okay.
and it's about. It's really weird. The first half. I mean, I know of this movie because it's really notorious. I've never seen it before, but it's notorious. I saw the remake that Tobe Hooper made in 2004, I think it was, and that was like a straight slasher film. This one starts like a slasher film. Like the first 15 minutes, this dude like murders like 4 chicks, and there's this one girl. She's like super hot, and he's like checking out the people in the apartment, and he sees her go like she's dancing in her window with her bra and panties on. I don't know. And then she goes into a bathtub, and they show her like masturbating. Like legit masturbating, and I'm like, whoa, this is kind of weird. And then of course the killer shows up, and so she gets out of the tub and she's running around naked and all this stuff, and he shoots her with a nail gun. And I mean, it's pretty gory. He shoots her, and the first one like goes through her and it sticks to the wall. And then she falls down on this like this dresser, and he pushes her head back against the wall and puts the nail gun up to it and pulls the trigger. I'm like, whoa, this is pretty violent. I can see why it's, I think it came out in 73, 74. I can see why, it's on what they call, like, the video nasties list, because it's pretty hardcore. But then the second half of the movie goes into this weird, like, so it's not spoilers to tell you that the killer is the handyman who works there, or the owner of the apartments. And the reason he's killing amoral women is his really nice Christian daughter was killed in a car accident. So he kidnaps the one girl that looks like his daughter and like holds her hostage in his home. And so that's like the second half is him being crazy and trying to convince her that she's his daughter. So it's like a really weird tonal shift where the first half is like this blood and guts and like sexploitation movie, and it's all right.
Like they're trying to shoehorn a message.
Exactly, yeah.
This isn't all bad. Like we're trying to say something.
This guy's crazy. It is all right. I also watched. I finally got The Mutilator. It's been delayed for like 4 months, and
that's the one with the bye.
Yeah,
tagline.
it's by axe, by pick, by knife, bye. The cover's really sweet. And it is. It's like a slasher film, and it's super gory. But it's so cheesy. I'm not joking. So this is the story. So you go back in time, and it's like a flashback, and this kid is cleaning his dad's guns for his birthday. So the opening shot is, happy birthday. It's like a note on his gun case, says, happy birthday, Dad. I cleaned them all for you. And so the camera pans over, and it's like this 10-year-old boy like polishing a gun, and he accidentally shoots it, and it goes through a wall and shoots and kills his mom. And so the dad goes crazy. Yeah. And but you don't know that he's crazy yet. You kind of do, but you don't know what's going to happen. So it flash forwards to like the college years, and
there he is polishing guns again.
No, so the original name of the movie was called Fall Break because they're going on a Thanksgiving break, I guess. And so the dad calls the son and says, "Hey, you need to go. Can you go clean my condo for me this year on the beach?" And so he said, "Oh, my dad's finally calling me to have him help out. I can't wait to help my dad." And so he has all his friends come with him, and so they drive away. And then the music that plays over it is like basketball, where it's like, "Look out ahead, there's a truck changing lanes." So the song is basically, I'm not joking, it says lines like, "You and your friends are going to the beach for a fall break." It's literally
DVDA.
It's really the song that's playing, and I'm just laughing. And it's like this upbeat pop song. And at first I didn't get it was the song that's playing over like the Blu-ray menu. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's in the movie. Anyway, so they go to the condo. And when they go inside the condo, they take this like 8x10 framed photo of this dude who has his like guts ripped out. And the guy said, "Oh, that's my dad's friend. It was an accident." And I'm like, wait, why the fuck is there a picture of it? And they're going through like showing other things. And so there's these nails, and there's like a stain missing of like a fish hook, like the ones that you use to if you have a big fish and you bring them to the side of the boat, not like, a little fish hook. It's like a spear, basically, like Neptune's scepter, I guess. And he said, "Oh yeah, that's where my dad's battle axe is. He loves it." And so then the next shot is like his dad in the garage, and he's like spinning the battle axe. It's like stupid.
Who just has a battle axe?
A guy who's going to kill a bunch of people, and so he kills a bunch of people. The gore effects are really cool. My favorite one is at the end. Spoilers for a movie that's 35 years old, 30 years old. The dad gets hit by the girlfriend, and she hits him against a wall, and it like cuts his legs off.
Sweet.
And so he falls over and he's dead. And then the cop runs up. He's like, "I think this guy's dead." And he like pops up on his stubs and like chops the cop's legs off with his axe, and then he dies.
Like, had to get that one kill in.
And that was the end of the movie. So yeah, the Mutilator. I like that name better than Fall Break. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's
what they said in the meeting too.
I watched Click, which is an old Adam Sandler movie, and it's not really a comedy. It's like this really like hardcore drama about if you fast forward through life and the important things you miss throughout your life, and life will just pass you by. It's a really interesting story because Christopher Walken's in it, and he tells Adam Sandler's character, he says, "Yeah, I'm an angel." And so Adam Sandler's fast forwarding through his life, and if you fast forward through one event, the remote control, so Click is he has a remote control that can control his life, and so if you fast forward through something, the remote control remembers that, so you'll always fast forward through it. So he fast forwards through dinner with his parents, so every time he has dinner with his parents, he always skips to the next chapter of his life. So he gets to like being, I don't know, in his 70s, and he finds out his dad's dead, and he didn't know his dad was dead, and so Christopher Walken's character's like, "Well, you thought I was a good angel? I'm the angel of death." And he's like, "What the fuck?" And it goes for like 30 minutes, super dark, about how Adam Sandler's a piece of shit, and his kids hate him, and he got a divorce, and he turned into this piece of shit fat guy, and Christopher Walken says, "When you fast forward, you miss everything in life," and he dies at the end where he's because he hasn't learned his lesson. And when he's like on death's door, he gives his wife a note, and it's like their first note they wrote to each other, and then Christopher Walken says, "Okay, now you can go," and he wakes up back in Bed Bath & Beyond, and so it's like a really dark movie. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't remember that at all.
That's what the studio said. They're like, "All right, let's check out the new Adam Sandler comedy. It's a drama. What the? Yeah. Now we got to pull out all the stops and advertise this as a fun comedy."
They did, because there's a part in it where the dogs are humping this like duck stuffed animal, and that's like all the comedy in it. You're like, what the? It's really I think it's not a bad movie. It's just I don't remember it being that dark, and maybe it's because I'm older now, and
maybe
like ooh. And the last thing I watched is so I have HD Encore, and I hardly ever watch movies on demand, but when you're up at 5 a.m. because your son won't sleep and he's just like playing with trucks, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna. Jaws: The Revenge was in HD. I'm like, I've only seen this in standard def. Does HD make a movie better? It doesn't. But what it does do is that you can clearly see the cables and the sled and the mechanics in the shark's mouth.
And the matte lines.
Yeah, actually, that one doesn't have any matte lines.
No.
Jaws 3 is probably really bad, but it's a bad movie. I think the first shark attack is really cool. They're like on. So the premise for Jaws: The Revenge is Chief Brody died of a heart attack. What the fuck? And Laura, his wife, Miss Brody, I don't remember her name.
Sure, Mrs. Brody.
Yeah, Chief Brody's wife. Her son is now a police officer, and they said, "Oh, there's something." Have you ever seen it?
No.
So there's something attached to the buoy out in the water, and it's Christmas time, and he wants to go home. He's like, "Fine, I'll go fix the buoy so no ships crash." So he reaches down to get this log that's jammed, and the shark pops out and rips his arm off, and he falls back, and there's blood shooting everywhere. I'm like, oh, I don't remember. This is pretty awesome. And then the shark comes up from behind him and eats him, and just makes the boat sink. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then it goes that Miss Brody has a psychic link to the shark, and the shark follows her down to the Bahamas.
So she goes to the Bahamas because she's distraught.
Yeah, because she wants to.
She lost her husband and
her son. And her other son is a scientist in the Bahamas. So she goes down to Bahamas. Well, she meets Michael Caine. That's like Sean Connery. I can't do Michael Caine.
Just do like a tangerine.
Yeah, and he's an airline pilot, and so he's a pilot, and his name's Hoagie. And so she meets him, and he's charming in it. And she wants to spend time with her son, but she's too afraid to go to the water. But then when the great white shark shows up to attack her son's boat while he's doing scientific research, she can sense the shark in the water, and it followed her down to the Bahamas.
Do they explain like how they have a
No.
psychic link?
No.
She just does.
She just does. So like when she steps in the water, she can sense the shark. And
she didn't pick it up from the first movie?
No. So this shark is purposely, it's called Jaws the Revenge because that shark is coming for her. And so there's like some cool scenes in it.
Maybe because this is like Jaws' wife?
Yeah, maybe.
So,
or
because
her,
they're both wives, they're
yeah,
connected.
Maybe. And I mean, there are some cool ideas here, but when you have a filmmaker that's not as good as Steven Spielberg, it just highlights like a really bad mechanical shark. So there's a part where he's trying to escape from the shark in this sunken ship, and you can see the sled that's pulling the shark to like attack him. So it looks bad. And then every time the shark comes out of the water, it like comes up like like at an angle, and it like jerks up and down, so it looks like a robot. But there's a cool part. It eats this chick off a banana boat. And then Mario Van Peebles is in it, and he can't do a Jamaican accent at all. And you're just like, dude, just give it up. Don't talk like a Jamaican if you can't do it. And then at the end, they fashion this thing where it's like a sonic piercing sound, and when they hit it, the shark like pops out of the water and goes, like it really roars.
Do sharks roar?
No. And then at the end, Chief Brody's wife stabs it with her ship's I don't know what it is.
Harpoon?
It's not a harpoon, but it's a part of the ship that sticks out.
Oh.
The stick that sticks out of the ship. It broke off because it ate Mario Van Peebles, who was on there.
Mario Van Peebles.
Pebbles, whatever the fuck his name is. And so it's getting that electric thing where it's going like a T-Rex, and she stabs it and it blows up at the same time.
Is there TNT tied to the stick?
Yes. And it sinks the boat, and then Mario Van Peebles is alive after being in a great white shark's mouth. Yeah, that's Jaws the Revenge.
Interesting. All right.
Yep. That's what I saw.
You reminded me, Zach and I saw Black Caesar at the Esquire.
What is that?
It's a blaxploitation film from
nice.
the 70s. According to him, it's like the African American version of Little Caesar. Like I think it's some like 1920s,
like the
30s.
Cagney movie?
Yeah, gangster movie.
Yeah.
And it's the typical story of like a ghetto kid starts out his life, committing crime, and then he rises up through the ranks of the criminal circuit in New York, whatever. But the black version, and then it's kind of like Scarface, where he takes it too far and everything collapses around him, and eventually the neighborhood where he grew up swallows him, takes him back, because like he gets murdered by all the the kids that live there now. When he's like on the run, he's been shot. It was so boring. Like it felt like 3 hours long. And
my favorite blaxploitation film is Black Dynamite.
Yeah, this was like Black Dynamite is like obviously I saw Black Dynamite first, and it seems like it's a direct parody of Black Caesar, but fun.
I threw that shit from the other room.
Yeah. Who's interrupting my kung fu? Oh, hey, Mom.
I haven't seen that in a while. I should watch that again.
You should. It's great.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
We had a whole party about it. Yeah, so it was just really boring. There's like this stretch. I think I even maybe fell asleep during it. I can't remember. Where they're like in a meeting and
it's
they're all
so
talking.
Boring,
and
you don't remember you fell asleep.
Yeah.
Highly recommended by Brad.
Sometimes when I like do like a temporary sleep, I'm like it's like
no. There's
my eyes are
times-
closed, but I'm still like listening to the movie and like dreaming it at the same time.
Or there's times when I swear I don't remember if I was watching the movie because I'm so bored. You know what I mean? Like you're watching it, but then I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I don't know how long I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, but nothing's registering.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, and it's funny because I was listening to the podcast and James watched The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, and that same week I just randomly like I need to watch something fun. And I pulled out The Incredible Burt Wonderstone again and watched it too. So if I had been on last week, we both would have talked about it. But yeah, like you said, it's great.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Fun movie.
I love when Steve Carell's like stupid.
Yeah, when he plays stupid characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little. I have this thing now where when I watch a DVD, I watch every special feature.
Yeah.
Like, just try to explore every layer of the disc. And that doesn't really have like a lot of good. Like a lot of the interviews are like, yeah, it's really fun working with these people.
It's like the stuff we get for EPK.
Yeah. So, which is a little more in depth, but
yeah, it didn't do well. That's probably why. I know it's funny how much Steve Carell is like. It got into my life. Like today, I went to this place called Pyology. It's like this pizza place. Yeah. And on the wall,
quick serve pizza.
Yeah, they have you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and it says Wayne Gretzky. And all I think about is Michael Scott, then Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah,
that's all I think about now. Thanks, Steve Carell. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. Make sure you go to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics at 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard to pick up a copy of Jean-Claude Van Damme's Damn Van soundtrack or Real Nerds Season 1.
Yeah.
And also if you want comics, I guess.
Yeah, I pulled our stuff from Twist and Shout last week,
Why?
so you can't get it there anymore. Just because,
Exclusive window?
Huh?
Yeah, it's an exclusive window. And once that window ends, you just pull it.
Just because, like, if you leave it on the shelf and it doesn't sell, like, when you do a consignment contract there, it's for a certain length of the time, and then you can go past that time, but if it goes for too long, they'll just pull it off the shelf and then just give it away for free. So I figured it'd be better to, like,
have
keep
it for a fan.
Give it as a good swag piece or something.
Your Catastrophe Blu-rays look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Can someone get those yet?
Yeah, I mean, they're in my car right now.
So if you see Brad around town, you can pick one up.
Yep, $15. I take credit cards and cash.
Yeah. They look good.
Yeah.
Now that green and purple, maroon look great.
And I'm working on the other 48-hour films right now.
Which everybody should be really happy because Brad did not use black on it, so that's new for you.
It's such a versatile color.
It is.
Anya Frank will be mostly black, so
yeah. Well, it's black and white.
And speaking of 48-hour, they announced the dates are July 29th, 30th, and 31st.
Very cool.
So anyone who wants to participate,
hit Brad up.
That's the weekend.
You can email us realnerds@gmail.com, or do you want them to go through Nebulous Visions?
You can't go through Nebulous Visions, but my site was hacked, and so I
that's
had to delete
right.
it.
I forgot that.
So the site's like got Van Damme on it, and that's it.
So go to realnerds@gmail.com if you want to participate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So this week.
Yeah, we're at the review.
Yep.
We change the lineup so often now. I can't keep track of things.
That's why I'm here. We saw The Witch. Brad, should people go see The Witch?
I don't know, man. Like, it wasn't scary to me, but it is like well made and interesting. So it's definitely not for everybody. But yeah, like my attraction to it was that it was actually going to be really scary, and the trailer makes it seem like that. But I was like, okay, this is an art film. Moving on.
Yeah, I actually feel the same way. I think you should see it. I think it's well shot. I think it's very well made. I don't think it's scary, but there is this weird feeling throughout it.
It's definitely unsettling.
It's unsettling.
Yeah.
Not scary. I'd say unsettling because. Anyways, we'll roll the trailer and I'll talk about it. But yeah, I think you should go see it.
What went we out into this wilderness to find? Leaving our country, kindred, our fathers' houses. For what? For the kingdom of God. Let us pray.
You've cursed this family.
Who's there?
Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee. None ever shall destroy my faith. For I repentant thou shalt be. Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee.
Let's leave the wood.
Is there any dialogue in that trailer? So did people just listen to a bunch of like
creepy music?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, I can't remember now. You got me thinking. I don't think there is dialogue in it.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the sounds.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the sounds. The soundtracks. I mean, the music's pretty good in it. The movie takes place in 1630. It's about a very devout Christian family who are, I guess, thrown out.
The other thing is, like, I couldn't understand, like, the dialogue is so authentic to the accent that sometimes they were talking so fast I couldn't understand what
it's
they're
definitely
saying.
a movie you need to see more than once. I think originally it was supposed to come out on VOD and Blu-ray the same day, but after it started getting awards, they decided to release it in theaters, and so I still think it comes out on Blu-ray in like 2 months.
So why were they being banished from their town?
Because the way they practice their religion,
they were just too hardcore.
Yeah, it was too hardcore. It didn't mesh with it, and it's funny because you come to America to escape religious persecution, and
still relevant today.
Still relevant today. So they leave. I guess it'd be a settlement. I don't think it's or a colony. It's definitely not. A city yet.
Shantytown.
Yeah, or shantytown. I mean, there's not very many people there. It's they're protected by a wall, so it's probably pretty small. So they're forced to fend for themselves and grow their own crops. And there is talking in the trailer because the part where she's like "boo" with a baby. Sorry, I just remembered now. So they go out there and they set up their home, and none of their crops are growing, and they don't know why. They just have a newborn baby, and the movie starts getting an eerie vibe. I think it's shot really cool. Like the guy does really cool shots. I was reading an article, and they said that he's really, really particular, and you can tell when you watch the film. Anyways, so the family goes out there, and Thomasin, who's kind of the older daughter, and she's basically the main character of the movie. I'd say her and the father are. And she takes the little baby Samuel, and she's playing peekaboo with him, and she closes her eyes and does peekaboo one time. The baby's missing. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? And then the next scene is this old naked witch literally like grinding this baby up. They don't show you her grinding it up, but you get the idea.
She puts like a dagger up to him, and then it cuts to black, and then it reemerges. Like there's this pedestal.
Yeah, with baby cuts all over it.
It's like baby chunks.
Yeah.
Like in the cylinder. Yeah. And then she's rubbing his blood all over her body.
And and the weird thing about this, or actually I think the thing I really enjoyed about this movie is it doesn't let you in very much. You kind of don't know really what's going on. You see that they're being harassed by this witch, and you're not sure why. She kind of preys on.
Also, the girl in the beginning makes some kind of prayer, like at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell, what did she say? Was like she was a sinner.
Yeah, she was a sinner because that sets up.
What'd she do?
I can't remember because you're right. It talks so fast, but see stuff like that. It sets up later in the movie because she's saying she's a sinner, and then her little brat of a little sister is like, "You are the witch," and then she says, "I am the witch," and she goes on this thing and she goes crazy. But
she's acting like she's joking.
She's acting like she's joking.
Yeah.
And the kids are afraid of her. And her younger brother is starting to lust after her because she's starting to become a woman, so that's a sin. The dad is prideful, that's a sin. The mom is, after her one son dies, I don't forget what her sin is. But basically...
Probably wrath, because she tries to strangle her own daughter.
Yeah, it's wrath. So the kids are sinning because they're lying. So it's a big morality tell, and... as the witch slowly attacks these people, their whole fabric disintegrates, and they start questioning their own religion. And eventually, and she uses it against them because that little boy and his sister, they go out in the woods to find food, and you find that the witch is, I guess, a bunny, and he goes chasing after it. And when he gets lost from his sister, the witch turns into like this super sexy witch because she's using what he wants against him. yeah, it's a really weird movie. It's really creepy, not scary. It's just really unsettling because you're not sure what's happening.
Yeah.
I think the performances are really good. Even more so now. I read that girl who plays Tomlinson, she's from Florida, so she's not even English, and she does it so well. I didn't even pick it up. I think the father's really, really good in it. The mom gets annoying because she's always sad, but I mean, I guess if my little boy was kidnapped and couldn't find him, I'd be sad too. But yeah, it's shot really well. It's shot with an ambiance that really helps it. It's really authentic to the time. You see the hardships that these people have, and then it takes, I think, about an hour into it is when it gets really good.
Yeah,
is when not Samuel, what's the other boy's name? Caleb. He comes back naked because he had sex with that witch, I guess, or presumed.
Or was molested.
Yeah, or molested, or whatever it is. But, he had that really creepy thing where he's like, take me, Father. I'm ready, Father. I'm ready, Father. And then he fucking dies. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And those kids can't remember their prayers. And
they, pass out.
And they pass out, and Tomlinson... Oh, I should say spoilers, but whatever. And then, the father is thinking that Tomlinson's a witch, and she says, no, it's those two kids. They're talking to the goat, the black goat in the farm. And so then the dad locks them all up in the feed house, I guess. I don't know, or the place where the goats live.
Goat barn.
The goat barn. And then they have this really interesting exchange between the two little twins. And Tomlinson just says, does he talk to you? And they say, yeah, he does. And what does he say? And then it cuts away. And then it gets really crazy. That night, the mom hallucinates that Caleb and Samuel are back.
Yeah.
And so she starts breastfeeding Sam, and then it cuts away, and it's like a raven eating her boob.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then it cuts to the goat house, and there's the witch is there, and she's like eating one of the goats. And then the scene just ends. And the next morning, the dad comes out, and Tomlinson's laying on the ground covered in blood.
There's like two goats around her.
There's two goats, and there's
disemboweled.
And there's dead kids. You don't see them, but they're killed.
Yeah, I didn't see their bodies.
Yeah, and then the black goat kills the dad, and like out of nowhere. That's the one part that got me. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, the movie's just really well done. I think it's a different kind of horror film. It's an art horror film. It's not, super. I mean, it's gory, but it's not like over the top gory. It's pretty raunchy, and then it goes from there. The dad dies from the goat. Then the mom tries to kill Thomason, and she kills her mom instead
with the conveniently laid. What?
I forget what it is. What did she grab?
It's like a
shear or something.
It's like one of those for potting plants. Like it's
a spade.
Yeah, I guess a spade.
Yeah,
like a mini spade.
But I mean, it's brutal though, because she first stabs her mom and she doesn't stop, and then she realizes she has to kill her. And then there's a really weird scene where she goes back and she tries to talk to the goat, and you find out he's Satan.
Is it Satan?
I think it's Satan.
Yeah.
And
I try to figure out if she was.
Okay, so how I interpreted it is because remember they're talking about how she's becoming a woman, and she has to go to another family. I think the witch sensed that and was basically recruiting her to join their covenant, and so she set up her to eventually just.
So she was innocent up until towards the end,
exactly,
when she had to kill her mom and stuff.
Exactly,
and then she's like, "Well,
yep,
my family's dead.
Yep,
I guess I should join these witches."
Well, because I forget what does the goat say to her. He says.
It's like, what do you want? I'll give you anything.
Anything you want, I'll give it to you. You just have to give your body to me or something. And so she reads the passage from the book, and she walks out to a bunch of witches in the woods. And it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, not scary, unsettling. I thought it shot really well. The music was pretty good in it.
Mm-hmm.
A different kind of music. There's a lot of that cello, that...
Yeah.
But yeah, just cool. He had this one shot that really stood out to me was when they were leaving the town, he framed it in between the two the hats of the kids.
Oh yeah,
and it's coming out. I thought it looked really good. And you really never saw the witches, her face, kind of, but not really.
Well, you saw him at the end.
Yeah.
When they were doing the little seance thing.
Yeah.
And started floating around.
You know, reading the rating, it says there's graphic nudity. I don't know what they're talking about.
Well,
is it the raven eating the boob? Is that considered graphic nudity?
Yeah.
I guess.
But then, like, the seance scene, like, all those witches are completely naked, and like, you can see bush and everything.
Is that considered graphic?
Yeah.
All right. I just didn't know. I was like, I thought graphic was always when you saw a dong or something. I guess I don't understand
genitals,
ratings.
when you see genitals, yeah.
I don't understand ratings. It doesn't matter.
And also, maybe it's because, like, there's kind of a 14-year-old girl walking around naked.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only weird part. Even, like, the little boy when he was naked, I'm like, this is... Maybe it's that one, too. I mean, you don't see his dingling or anything, but it's still... Yeah. I think that's the point of the film, though. It's, you're never supposed to be comfortable in the movie.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues with the film?
Just that, like, I it moves along, like, it's being so authentic, so the accents get really thick, so I felt like I was missing important parts of the movie.
I think the dad's was hard to follow sometimes.
Yeah. Like that when he consoles her by the tree that's, he's talking about, like, oh, the tree is going to look so much better in the summer or whatever. When they start fighting after that, like yelling at each other, I was like, I felt like they were explaining important plot points. I was like, shit. And I can't go back and watch it right away, like on a DVD. So,
I thought it was really good. I love when horror films kind of elevate the genre, and that's definitely one that did.
Yeah, it's not gratuitous. It's like
no, not at all.
All the violence and whatnot makes sense to the plot, and yeah, it's just unsettling.
Yeah,
not so scary. James, like, if you're afraid to go see it,
yeah, I know.
Don't worry.
He went and saw it, and I was really interested to hear because James is the religious one of us. And I was interested to see his take on it because it deals with a lot of religious stuff. I mean, I know it, but it doesn't affect me. I was wondering if it affected someone who is religious more than it would affect someone like me. Because, I mean, it is creepy when that little boy is, like, saying the prayer and he, like, dies during it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was curious to get his point of view on it, but I'm sure he'll talk about it when he's back on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was The Witch.
Maybe it affected him so much he can't be here this week.
Yeah, that's maybe why he's not here. He's like, I can't even talk about it. It was endorsed by the Satanic Temple of New York, so...
I don't know if that's a great endorsement.
Well, if you're trying to promote a movie about Satan.
Well, the director's like, I didn't intend this to be promotional for...
Yeah.
This is supposed to be anti-Satan.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd consider it.
They're like, thanks, buddy. Our numbers are up.
The witches did fly on brooms. Well, I guess sticks. They flew on sticks.
That early shot when, like, when the witch is, like, rubbing the baby blood on herself, and then it cuts to that shot of, like, the woods, and it's, like, a black circle, and then it, like, starts kind of disappearing into the moonlight. Like, was that her, like, on a broomstick?
Yeah. Or, like, on a stick. I don't think it was a broom, but...
Well, yeah.
But, yeah. Because it's like, oh, he's going for, like...
I thought she was turning into a raven.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to watch it again. It'll be one I watch a couple times because I think there's a lot of symbolism in it too that I didn't pick up the first time. I mean, obviously, when the goat and Satan, I mean, that's obvious, but
the part where the crow is chewing on the mom's boobs.
Yeah,
all the women in the audience were like really uncomfortable, like audible, like.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not just nice. You see it like pulling.
Yeah,
like oh my god, what the hell? Because that part's even creepy though too. Because that Caleb is whispering. No, don't wake father. Just come sit with us. Like, oh my gosh.
The fact that he sleeps through, like, because his kids in the barn are screaming, it's weird that he didn't hear that.
Yeah,
during that scene.
I don't know if he didn't hear it or if there was a spell or something, because
the
whole scene seemed really surreal to me. I don't know. It's something that I have to watch. Maybe hopefully there's commentary on the Blu-ray, and he can talk about what he was going for. And, that kind of jazz. So
yeah, worth looking at.
Yeah, that's been explaining the whole movie of The Witch.
Yeah, it's like you watched it.
Yeah. Yeah. So next week, either Eddie the Eagle or Gods of Egypt. Depends if I want to see a shitty movie, or I think Eddie the Eagle looks kind of fun.
Or maybe there's some like art thing.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. We always do.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find him on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.